Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 4 match. We've got an exciting race for you today between Team WJPDTB and Pug Trio. In the name of DT versus Andy. All dungeons key Sandy, but with the Castle Tower keys in Castle Tower. My name's Willard J. Bradley, and I'm joined today by my good friend Captain. How's it going, bud?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
I'm great. I'm ready for some old dungeons again. We also do have Martero on tracking duty, so thank you for stepping up and keeping the buttons rolling. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah, all those keys, man. Whew.
So how many Fad Keys seeds have you played, Captain?
At least 10 this week.
So you would consider yourself an expert, yes?
No.
No.
Nah.
You played more than I have.
No.
I've played one.
One?
It.
Wow. Okay.
Just one. Listen, I know what I'm getting into with all Dungeon Key Sandy. There's no surprises here.
You got a little bit of a advantage over me on the how you played in this. So
just imagine playing, cross keys, but you take out the entrances.
Yeah.
And Castle Tower is less or more sucky depending on your opinion. Piece of cake.
Yeah, it's got to be done, so it's fine.
It's got to be done. So we're gonna be in for a potentially long seed depending on how things roll out. I feel like overall the average for these seeds are over 2 hours, but we've seen some 140s, 150s. Hopefully not too many like 2 hours and 10 minutes. Well, no, that's pretty common. Anyway.
Well, Andy's up anyway. There we go.
Andy going straight for the Hyrule Castle Uncle check. Gonna also check that tree pull, and it looks like DT is gonna do the exact same. So that item in Sanctuary is gonna wait a little bit longer. There's a nice full magic drop. It's always good in case you find like a magic weapon right away.
Not an exciting tree pull there though.
Nah. We're looking for bombs, big 20s. Those are the usual, the two good ones you want to find off of tree pulls.
But can you pull the Triforce out of a tree?
In some place, in some world, in some universe, that probably could maybe exist. Somebody could make that. All right, what do we got else here? If it's not a weapon, we're probably out of here. There's $50. And I'd say we're heading to Kakariko.
You buy some bombs, no? That's good.
Now, okay. I was thinking we could potentially see a player go for the Hylia shop, buy some bombs, and head to the East Palace area to check Saha's hut. Maybe dip Eastern. But not today. And, so Captain, tell me a little bit more about this mode. What can we expect to see, like with the item placements and stuff like that?
Well, since all the keys can be anywhere, the dungeons are gonna usually have more items in them. So, if you see like someone, ooh, nice little bonus fairy from the hoarder crab there. So yeah, if you get like a couple keys into a dungeon, you might see them go in there without them being able to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
And because double dippies in all dungeon key sanity, it's inevitable. You gotta.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna do it, and you're gonna like it. And there's nothing else to it.
I don't have to like it.
Another fun aspect about this mode is, once we find out where our pendant dungeons are, then we can start to consider what the heck's going to be in Ganon's Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because, of course, you know, we need 7 crystals to get into GT, but we do need to also beat all the Pendant dungeons, also beat Aga Tower, as well as Aga 2. So there's a very good, highly likely chance of there being a required big key for a Pendant dungeon in GT. Even as far as like, oh, hey, Myers a pendant, you're gonna need that flute. Guess where it's at, GT. Andy finding all the bucks. Holy moly.
That was a nice triple there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jack Rico. Back in Tavern. Piece of heart. And
yeah, I don't think we found anything yet other than some money and a map. I don't even remember what the map was for. I think it was desert, maybe? Ooh, mushroom.
I want to say Hera.
Hera? Maybe Hera. Well, we got our first fetch quest item. There it is. DT buy some bombs, and then we still have Chicken Hut, Back of the Well, Blind's Hut, and then, of course, what's at the maze race and what's on the library. There's our pod map.
Okay. Also note there was a map on the Lumberjack Ledge, so don't have to worry about that.
Don't have to worry about getting that item at all, ever. We, of course, will need to beat Aga 1 at some point. And with the Castle Tower keys being vanilla, there's a good chance that, you know, the seed might force you to do that sooner than you'd like. Ooh. There's a sword. It's a good first item to find. There's some money. First big key.
Nice bottle. And
a small key to Meyer. It's a very nice Back of the Well. Also, having a backup blue potion on you at all times is super nice. Captain, what are you expecting here in Blind's Hut? What are you hoping for?
Just give us Dark World access right here.
Right now?
Just Hammer, Cloud, Moon, bro. Let's go.
Show me flute. Give me the flute. I want to see the flute. That's a small key. Oh, that's a good one, though.
That's an important one.
Yeah, nice to get that one out of the way. Another small key, 2 pod. That puts us at what, 2 now? No. That's 1 pod small and the map.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you're getting there, Captain. There's one piece.
I was third right. 33%. I'll take it.
Boy, Moon Pearl in the backup blind set. That reminds me of a weekly I was in a long time ago, where I bombed open that wall and then left without getting that Moon Pearl.
What you got for us, kid? Oh.
Okay, well, we're just a glove away from that Dark World access that you were asking for, so just put it over here in the maze race, and we're gonna go. DT, first one out of Kakariko, just because I'd say just from Andy spending a little extra time farming rupees. And you could tell, look at that rupee difference is pretty big. So, you know, good chance that Andy's going to be able to check Zora sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
But also depends on what we find at Mini Boulder and Cave when we get there. There's like, 100 or 300 there.
Okay, probably going to hit South Shore here. Check out the dam. Dead Mini Boulder Cave.
Yeah, pretty standard starting route. Our options are pretty because it's like, you could go to the castle, but without the Hyrule Castle small, the only thing that's actually in logic is the first chest in Hyrule Castle, and then we could go to East Palace, but 3 items at Saha's Hut, information on the green pendant, and a couple. First 3 chests are in logic in Eastern Palace, but South Shore has all the goodies in the world.
Nice heart container of good water.
Yeah, there's our first T-Rock small. We're gonna need at least 3 of those, ideally all 4. Just in case, that lava chest has something important today. Ooh, okay. This could be big for Andy.
Check out Agito, why not?
Yeah, it's a one-off, but it's a one of those that you're very likely to do last or very late. Nice bomb throw there. Sometimes it just don't work.
You know, that
Yeah,
bomb was right on top of that boulder. It did not do anything.
There's Ether. I didn't catch what was on Desert Ledge, did you?
I did not.
Small key to Desert. Too bad we don't have a book. That's, for some reason with bombs, if you, like, throw it right as it's about to explode, sometimes the explosion... I think the hitbox just gets, like, moved or something. You'll notice it sometimes when you go and bomb, like, a wall, like, you know, the bombable hut in Village of Outcasts.
Yeah.
And,
Chat let us know that there was 20 rupees on the Desert Ledge, so thank you, chat.
I really like that random fake flipper from DT just to cut a corner there. I don't know why I like it. It seems unnecessary, but I liked it. Oh.
Ooh.
Another pod. Okay, well, this is big. Now, Andy is 3 rupees away from being able to go check Zora. So very likely to end up doing that in this trip. You know, he does have the Moon Pearl, so he could also do the fake flipper water walk setup to check the items in Waterfall Cave, so could be a good sequence break. DT checking what was on the Lake Hylia Island, but I did not see it.
I want to say a small key of some kind.
Probably. Maybe. Yeah, we have Mushroom Turning, we have East Palace area, and then we have one item in Hyrule Castle. Oh, big key on Lake Hylia. Thanks, Art. Appreciate it.
Okay, green pendants, go woods.
The classic. Well, it's either that, Thieves Town, or it's like Eastern.
Oh, another big key. Turtle Rock. Ooh. And the bow. Ooh.
Of course. Well, now it's like, I don't want to go into Eastern when I could beat it if I had the big key. Dang it.
But Willard, what if the big key's in Eastern already?
What if the glove's in Eastern? That leads to the big key. I mean, if you're already here, now is the best time to check it, because skipping out... I mean, there's not many good places to go from here on. Right now, everything's like an isolated one-off. Agnes Cave, Mushroom Turn-In, First Chest, Hyrule Castle. Of course, most players will sequence break to check everything in the front of Hyrule Castle without that small key. Yeah, if Andy can, like, stumble upon the Eastern Big or something in his fake flipper checks, that could be huge for Andy.
Yeah, if he only had that bow, he could, if there's something on the Zora Ledge, he could add Silly Glitch and maybe get it, but...
Oh, yeah. Do one of those cheeky splash delete shenanigans that sometimes fails for reasons. Alright, Hobo, what do you got for us? It's a small key. To Turtle Rock, that's our second one. It's a good find. There's our glove, alright. Captain, what does that mean? What can we do with that?
That means we have access to what's known as the Dark World. I put up air quotes. You can't see it, but I put up air quotes when I said Dark World.
Now, why air quotes? Is it not the Dark World?
I don't know.
Maybe if they're using like a palette shuffle, I could see things getting a little questionable. Yeah, that will get us to the Dark World. We do have access to a good chunk of stuff. We could go for the Hype Cave play, over to Digging Game. We could go straight to Village of Outcast.
Hey.
Okay.
That's
Flipper Locked, Lamp, and Quake. Gotta keep track of that.
Just write that down. Wow.
I'm not writing it down. Alright, just a compass on Zora's Ledge, so.
You caught me. I wasn't writing it down.
Nice try. You're not fooling me. Yeah, so far, all of Andy's finds here with the fake flipper shenanigans is good. Good stuff. T-Rock small, potentially required Quake. Lamp does give us a fire source, just a green rupee
Come
off
on,
Zora.
Zora.
Thanks,
Come on.
man. Alright, the last item here in Eastern Palace is gonna be $50. DT is off to the Dark World. Andy heading to Hyrule Castle instead. Is he gonna follow the sequence break to go check Dark Cross, or? I mean, I would assume he's just gonna go ahead and check everything in the front here. He might even like steal the. He might steal. Nah, he won't steal the key.
Speaking of escape, DT headed to the back of escape. We got one in the front, one in the back. Who's gonna find the better items? Probably DT because it's in logic, but who knows?
Nah, this is the thing. If Andy like stumbles upon the Eastern Big, it would help him save a little bit of time in Eastern Palace.
And we got the Skullwoods map, which we already know is the green pendant. Thanks.
No, that always happens. Green pendant. Find the map for it right away. So if like T-Rock ends up being another pendant, we could see Fire Rod in Ganon's Tower, depending on where Bombos is.
Ooh.
That's a thing. Otherwise, you know, Skullwoods is a pretty safe dungeon since you don't need to like. You don't need the big key to beat it. Skullwoods Big could be in GT, but it's... Oh, small key to Skullwoods? Alright. It's always nice to find.
Yeah, it makes routing a whole lot easier when you get to Skullwoods.
DT. Classic DT, always running out of bombs. But finds a map to Thieves Town, very nice. There's the... Ooh, that's a... Here. And the hook shot. And the flute!
I think we might go to Death Mountain next.
Woo!
Just everything you need for Death Mountain.
It was the best hype cave I've seen in a long time. Holy cow.
That was easy 15 out of 10 hype. Alright.
And another Skullwood Small in Hyrule Castle. That's interesting. Oh, nice bomb drop for DT there. So it looked like DT was going to save and quit, but he was like, the mirror. I could check these things along the way and then activate flute.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, if Andy does find something huge here in, like, Dark Cross, that would give him a bit of an advantage in that front, just because that's a location that DT will probably put off for a while.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with that mirror in hand, he could, whenever he gets around to checking the pyramid, he could check the item mirror and then do the front of escape. Just a heart piece. Now, Captain, normally people would go out of their way to check what the pyramid fairy chests are, or dungeons are, by talking to the big bomb salesman in the Dark World. Why do you think DT didn't this time?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It's probably because it's all dungeons, and it's not as important. Unless it's like forced early for progression. Like, I still think it's a good idea just because it gives you early info. It's certainly not as important of a check to do, but it's still a nice one.
Yeah. Alright. And you can find his bow. His big key to Turtle Rock. Probably gonna head to Eastern and find that glove. Let's see if DT decides to stick around here, go to the village, or he's going to go up the mountain.
It's a tough call because, you know, hookshot plus hammer, he can do a lot up on Death Mountain, but and going through the Dark World portal to get to Village of Outcasts is kind of a pain in the butt without the myths.
Yep, and we are gonna do a bunch of stuff here up on the mountain. Don't have the myths to get into Dark Death Mountain, but still get lots of stuff, so fine. Andy makes his way through Eastern Palace. Gonna find that glove here in a bit. DT is rescuing the old man. There he is. Out of the darkness, we shall receive 300 rupees. Not bad. Pretty good tip.
Yeah, doesn't have to worry about rupees anymore. Go up and check Spectacle Cave, see what's on Spectacle Rock, and even just mirror and go into Hera. And with Hookshot, can Hera pot and actually beat the dungeon while we're up there.
Key on top. Key inside. Double keys. Okay. As Andy makes his way through Eastern Palace, gonna get that 50 bucks out of the big key chest. DT's gonna find the small key here inside Spectacle Rock. It is a small key to Hyrule Castle. Okay, well.
Well, that puts the 2 Skullwood Smalls we found in Logic.
Yay!
Yay! Hooray!
Yay! Yay! Logic.
Hey, logic is important sometimes, maybe. Let's see what this one is. I think generally, when you're looking for small keys, the ones you obviously want to find are usually those T-Rock. So that's our 3rd T-Rock small.
Yeah.
Because we need at least 3 to beat the dungeon if you skip Lava Chest. The Swamp Small is very important. I usually like to find the Thieves one too, just because it's one check you don't have to worry about having to come back to later if you find the Thieves Town Small after you beat Thieves Town. Yeah, those ones are all probably like the best ones to get. Obviously, we need like GT Smalls and Desert Smalls. Another really cool.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
gotta be careful. Oh, stun prize is 20 bucks. That's good info.
And he headed to get his many, many wonders out of Hype Cave.
I've never seen someone go through that room with the switches reversed like that. I'm assuming he's doing it to set up for getting the rupees before the boss fight, but look at that! All of a sudden, he's up to 4 hearts. No big key, DT, right? No, he does have the big key.
Yeah. He does.
Never mind. Small key to GT. Eastern and Thieves will be our Pyramid Fairy Crystals today.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Andy, for checking that for us. As a commentator, that is info that I like to have. Thank you. Yeah, I guess we can also piece together that because that letter C up at the top left of DT's screen, we know that Tower of Hera is a crystal.
Oh,
Wowie!
that's what that is.
Yeah. So one of the newer things that came with the recent update. Ooh,
Nice.
Master Sword. It's a good find.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. All right, I guess we're heading to East Death Mountain now. Seems like this play up the mountain was a very good call for DT. We do have a hammer, which is a pretty good weapon because it does tempered sword damage, but Master Sword is also just generally nice to have. Especially because we all love sword beams, right?
Sometimes.
Right? Look at that. Could have done that with a fighter sword. You couldn't have hit that dead rock from a mile away with a fighter sword.
Got $100 in the game. We saw that already. All right. Paradox Cave. This is like.
What do you think DT's looking for? What would be a good find here?
Probably the myths. How about the big key to the Thieves Town?
That's pretty good. Mitts would be good. I don't understand the Spiral Cave skip. Seems like players like to skip Spiral Cave these days. I mean, I guess he could bomb jump and go up and around that way. Ice Palace small. I guess... Ooh, nice. Okay, there's Bombos. And there's the Eastern map.
Okay, so all 3 medallions are known, which is good.
I guess I could see maybe him routing this way if he found the mitts in here, that he could just drop down, do Super Bunny Cave, do Hookshot Cave, and then mirror and do Spiral. That would be my assumption. We are going to see our mushroom check over on Andy's side. This is new info. What do we have? We had this out of Kakariko, and it led to a map. A Turtle Rock.
It's new info.
Alright, where's Andy heading to? Up the mountain, it looks like? Yep, alright. So, as Andy joins DT on the mountain, DT is heading out of there.
Well,
at this point, you gotta. I would assume he's gonna be heading to Village of Outcasts to probably go ahead and do Thieves Town. Nope. Why stand corrected? Now, if you were wanting to save scum this mushroom, you could turn this in, go to the Dark World, see what the T-Rock map or prize is, and then reset. Which seems super silly. He's not even going to get it. And why is that, Captain? Why do you think he skipped that?
I mean, we got to do all the dungeons anyway.
Yeah.
So I did it. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, if this wasn't all dungeons, you would absolutely grab that.
Okay. So, those Thieves sound small kilos. We can't check the big chest. But usually it's the other way around. Usually we have the Thieves sound small and no hammer. So
it's always one or the other. It's never both. Quite a lot of stuff we can do. We can do all Village of Outcasts. Well, not all of it. We don't have the mitts, but a good chunk of it. You know, with that mirror, at this point we are just flippers away from beating Swamp, and we know where the lamp is, so we know the flippers can't be lamp locked anywhere. Well, at least because we are using advanced logic, so there's still the fire rod locked rooms and whatnot. But we don't know where the fire rod is either, so just have to wait and see.
Can we just go to where it is, or
what? Where the flippers are?
Where the fire rod and stuff?
I mean, could, but we don't know where that is, Captain. That's week 4.
Oh, right. I'm taking that week off, so it's fine.
That should be a fun week. Especially because all the races are going to take, like, you know, 50 to 60 minutes on average, I think. Unless they're really awful. And you down to 1 heart, or half a heart. Fortunately, he does have that fairy to grab there. So, okay, all right. I see. DT had the big key, so he went the normal way up Hera, while Andy saved a couple seconds doing the Hera pot. Probably saved more than a couple seconds.
Yeah.
But we are getting our first look into Thieves Town. There is our boots. Chest number 2, ambush chest of Thieves Town. DT's going fast. And you know what? With that, you could go do Bonk Rocks. You can also mirror and do King's Tomb, which is always a funny place to find the mitts. Ooh, unfortunate. Andy getting a little Mulderm hug, sending him off the ledge.
Yeah, he's been known to do that.
Man, just imagine if you'd gone straight to Village of Outcast. You wouldn't be able to do Thieves Town, beat the dungeon, but you would have at least gotten the boots out of that before going up the mountain, which is kind of whatever. Not a big difference. One thing I do want to point out, Captain, is, you know, these runners they're strong runners. They know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
But this game is not giving them much in the department of health and protection.
SDT saw one heart. Oh, okay, use that potion.
Yeah, probably did not want to use that blue potion right there, but still better than taking a death. And because he has the flute, he can always flute over, buy another potion. Hoping for that Thieves Town Small to show up in here. Got 2 more chances. Big 20.
Be pretty spicy.
So, depending on what else we find in here, I could see DT going, you know, clearing out the rest that he can in Village of Outcast and maybe heading up, checking Bumper Ledge, and then doing the Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, stuff like that. Or, you know, he could dip into Skull Woods. What else we got in here? A lot of junk.
Neat.
Great. Thanks.
You know, I can see DT going Skull Woods and probably North Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
Checking that stuff. Maybe do a little current jump over to Catfish.
Yeah, I could see that. And then, you know, if he does go that route, because he could mirror at Catfish to check Zora, he could also potentially try and do the Ancilla Splash Delete to get the items out of Waterfall Cave, which would get him a lamp and a Quake medallion. Question now is, where's Andy off to next? I can only imagine he'd probably follow suit and head to Village of Outcast.
Alright, nothing in Thieves sound cool.
Yeah, really just those boots.
Yeah.
That's about it. You know, the interesting thing is we do have access to pod, but with only 1 pod small, it doesn't give us much to work with there. I'm gonna assume DT did check C shape before going into Thieves Town. Skipping on the Bumper Ledge check. The reason Andy seems relatively behind is just from checking Nagina's cave, doing all the fake flipper stuff, and he also did the front of escape, or front of the castle, and Dark Cross, netting him a couple Skullwood Smalls and a heart piece. But we still have plenty of race left. We're only 32 minutes in. These modes tend to lead to like all, you know, full clearing the entire game.
Hey, King's Tomb. Oh.
Oh, actually that makes this route even better now. Because now he doesn't have to worry about the fake flipper stuff. That also will put that Quake Medallion and that lamp and that third T-Rock small into logic.
Go back, check Bonk Rocks, I think, here.
Yeah. The fact that that little ledge there is like taken away, so you can just you can save a couple screen transitions is a nice thing. Probably wanted it. Oh god, you probably wanted to check that before going over the other side, but
Ugh.
unless he's planning on heading back into Skull Woods or something. Looks like it.
Yeah. And check bumper ledge. Get bullied on his way up there. Yeah, we're gonna get. Oh. He's gonna buy a potion.
See, I feel like he should have just checked Bumper Ledge and then Bonk Rocks, Graveyard, King's Tomb, and gone straight to Catfish, because now he's going to essentially isolate it. He's going to go grab that big key that was off of Lake Hylia Island, which we can do now.
They get into Swamp after.
Yeah. Do you do Swamp now and then get the big key? What if that big key is the Swamp big key?
I think you gotta get that big key first, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, any big key is probably pretty good at this.
Ice Palace.
I retract my statement.
I mean, it's a good one.
Oh yeah, it's fine if you haven't gotten in there yet.
Yeah. At least it showed up before we did Ice Palace for once. And he picking up his flippers, putting his items in logic now.
Yeah,
so we hey, logic matters to a degree. It's good to keep track of it in a setting where, you know, logic is impossible to follow sometimes. It seems like DT is having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out what he wants to do. He's gonna go check that shovel before heading into Swamp. Yeah, I would have liked to seen him just head on over to Catfish just to get it out of the way, but looks like Andy's going to take this opportunity. He's going to skip Catfish, but he's going to take this opportunity to get that big key off of Lake Hylia Island. Yeah, for Andy, Catfish seems like less of a it doesn't seem as good of a play because he's already done all the Zora stuff. Question is, where the heck are these mitts? Oof. Andy getting bullied a little bit by that green dropper. Oh, and a third. Jeez. Gotta be careful.
Those guys are so annoying.
Oh, wow. He is immediately heading back this direction. That was kind of unexpected, but good utilization of the whirlpools.
So we are going to get that Catfish check here. That's good. Oh. Don't you just love it?
It's so good. The game decides, hey, stop right there. You're not allowed to go any faster.
You know, you're trying to dash through one bush, and right underneath it is one of those gold rocks. Thanks.
At least it didn't, like, force him to bonk into the Ropa and then die from it. That would be much worse. All right, Catfish, what do you got for us? You going to be the game decider today? Maybe? Probably not.
Well,
that's our second pod small, though. I think.
I think so.
Now, I'd say at this point, 2 pod smalls is still Probably not enough to want to go to pod yet.
Well, there's always a small key in pod.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like 4 keys is a good amount. Because with 4 keys, you can actually check, I think, everything. You just have to go through the bow section a couple times. 5 is, like, perfect. So then all you have to do is hammer jump.
Yeah, being able to do those little tricks in this kind of mode is really nice to do. Like, and you got shovel. Didn't lead to anything, but yeah, like hammer jump, hair pot, do any of those things in a Kisei mode, you're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah. I mean, even the classics like, well, I guess Ice Pal's bomb jump is about as classic as you can get, compared, you know, along with hammer jump. They're kind of in that same pool of tricks that were like the first 2 tricks I learned when I picked up this game 4 years ago. But we are getting our first look at Skull Woods. Andy deciding, I'm not going into Thieves Town until I have the Thieves small. Well, at least not going to the back of Thieves. This could be big if we find some good stuff in here.
Of course, getting those 2 small keys and castle makes it a little bit easier. Hey, look, a boomerang.
Our container. Let's see what we got in Pinball Room. Left side swamp's going to give us 10 arrows. And what else we got? We're really looking for those mitts. Mitts are going to be the big thing that opens up the rest of the sea. There's a small key. The pod. All right. Ugh, these pod smalls, I tell you. Catfish, left side swamp. The first one we got was pretty free, I think.
Yeah, not kind places. We got the big key chest here in Skull Woods. No cane, so we gotta push the statue over.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a really good find.
As that's a completable dungeon.
Yeah. And if Andy wanted to go to Swamp, he could get a 3rd pod small and then make that play in a pod feel even better. Because going to pod with only 2 is kind of risky. Because you'll want to prioritize. Oh, there's the mitts in the back of Swamp.
There it is.
Now the thing is, though, you know, DT's gonna need that Eastern big at some point. So if Fire Rod ends up showing up here in like Pod Eastern, that could hurt him a little bit. And yeah, the question for DT is when is he making his way to the Zorachex to get his lamp? Because with the mitts, he can now go to the Mire area, he can get into Desert, he can do Dark Death Mountain, he can do Smith Chain, he has a lot more stuff to do.
Ice Palace?
Yeah. As that is not a fun loadout for Ice Palace, though. It's gonna be TT's 3rd dungeon done, and 3rd crystal. Just 3 bombs, but some good items in here. Let's see where he heads off to next. The thing is, like, we still need to know what our other 2 pendant dungeons are. Before we can start trying to figure out what's going to be in Ganon's Tower. Ooh! That little blue bunny knocked him out of the way. That's good. Alright, Eastern Palace Big is going to have a small key. To Skull Woods.
Number 3.
DT going right for it. Interesting. This is a... I feel like this is a bit of a risky play. He does have a blue potion, but he must be following the concept of, oh, I have bombos, so Fire Rod's going to be in here. But it's going to be a very slow Ice Palace without the Cane of Samaria, but if Cane of Samaria just shows up in here. And, you know, he did get the big key. He does have a small key. So it's a very beatable dungeon. I guess at this point we're kind of just waiting to see where that Fire Rod shows up.
And he making the kill on Arbus Knights. Perfectly done. Gets a compass for a shovel. But a crystal. Number 2.
Number 2. Now, I'm curious to see what all is in pod. I mean, with 2 small keys and the lamp, a lot of it's in logic and doable, but... And it's a good chance he'll probably just go ahead and try and just beat the dungeon. So skip the first door, and then skip both Vanilla Big Key and Harmless Hellway. Mr. Meyer, man. That's another piece of info we have. And look at the top left of the screens for both players, Captain. What do you see?
I see P on DT side. I think that stands for Pendant.
Uh-huh.
And there's a C in pod, which is a
crystal.
A crystal.
And I also was made a fool as Andy just opened the front door. So this might be a...
Oh, he's gonna hover.
This might also be... oh, there's a map check. He might not... I mean, unless he finds a pod small in here, he might not beat Helma. Because, I don't know, that's a lot of items to skip in the back. There's the Thieves down small.
That is rude.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Andy finding all the big keys.
That is another completable dungeon for Andy.
I believe... Well, once he finds the myths, yeah. Unless he finds a book in here.
Wait, yeah.
Which is possible. Better to get booked now than later.
Oh. Okay. Ice Rod. Oh, another pot small and Ice Palace there.
Ice Rod's a good find, too. So you know it's not going to be in Ganon's Tower. Wow, look at all those bombs! So we've seen 4 pod smalls now. DT has 3. The one he doesn't have is the one off of Catfish. Andy doesn't have the one that he just got out of Ice Palace, or the one at Left Side Swamp. Let's see what else Andy can find in here. Tempered Sword out of the big chest. That's a good find.
That's pretty nice. Hint. Thanks. Thank you.
Pod compass.
Oh, boy.
There is the Fire Rod. Okay.
Oh. Both rods in pod.
And there's the silvers.
Wow.
One player finds something nice, the other one's like, "Hey, hold on. Let me try that."
Hold my beer. All right.
So yeah, this was something we were a little concerned about. Well, I was for my teammate DT with Eastern Big being in Skull Woods, and Fire Rod being over in Pod means you're gonna have to double dip one or the other. Though, you know, because there wasn't anything super valuable in the rest of Eastern if DT has to come back and do Eastern after. Ooh, gotta be careful. Yeah, I'd just go ahead and drink that there. It's gonna be a little bit of a spicy fight. Can take an ice sickle to the head. Maybe not two. Can't take another one, though, because then he'll be one-hit KO against the Cold Sear Puffs. There's one down. Oh. Down to 3 hearts. There's 2 down. There's
Nice.
3 down. Okay. That was spicy. We're getting more new info. Andy taking that fire rod right back to Skull Woods. This is also the green pendant.
Oh, yeah.
So if Andy wants to turn in the green pendant, he's going to have to go back to the Eastern Palace area again anyway. But what did we get out of ice? We got a pod small, silvers.
Yep.
I think that was it.
Sounds about right.
DT heading straight for pod, so he's going to find his fire rod. He's going to find his desert big, which he can go beat. Yeah. Oh, right. Thieves Town Small was also nice.
Oh, right.
That's gross.
Yeah. I put that out of my mind because I'm sure he has too.
Wow. Whoa. There was a moth fight? Hello? That was over so fast.
Yeah. You know, I hear Andy's pretty good at this game. I
think I've heard that too. I've also seen it with my own eyes. He is what they call a gamer. And Meyer is our last pendant.
Okay.
Based on that quick map check from Mr. Andrew. And he's going to go ahead and turn in that green pendant. So, with that in mind, the only things that can be in GT would be the Meyer Big Key. That's it.
Yep.
And, of course, the GT Big Key. Those 2 things.
Just getting some arrows off of Sriracha. That guy.
Sahasrara. Sahasrara. One of those 2. Is this... What is this? What place is this? Where's he going?
Dark... No, not Dark Deathlock. I don't know.
I don't know either. Is this Spike Cave?
It must be Spike Cave, yeah.
It's gotta be Spike Cave. It's not in logic, but... Andy just really doesn't want to go to Swamp, I guess. Also, yeah, I'm realizing now that DT's going to be pretty relieved to find that fire rod in the Dark Maze, just so the turtle room in the back of Pod isn't going to be as bad. There's a map to GT out of Spike Cave, not what he's looking for, especially spending a blue potion on that.
Why does DT need a map? Oh, you said GT. I'm sorry, not DT. I'm sorry. My fault.
DT's map.
Right next to his hat. Yeah.
It's a map to all the Dunkachinos you can find.
Okay, so
Oh,
DT.
am I? Oh, DT, come on, man. You gonna really skip the back of Pod to go do Helma in the dark? You're missing out on a fire rod and a tempered sword, man. He doesn't know that, obviously, but as somebody watching in the booth or in the stands, you hate to see it when things could be much easier just sitting right over there.
And he's finally making the right play. He's going to the swamp to get those mitts eventually.
Well, I didn't even realize. So Andy, because he only had 2 keys going into pod, he wasn't able to actually beat the dungeon. So this Helma fight will be new information for us. Let's see if DT can get the NMG strat in the dark. How does he do it?
Do good.
Tell me, how does he do it? Gamer.
Yeah, this is why I was looking so much forward to this, because both of these runners are so good at execution.
A couple of gamers on screen? Unbelievable. Who let gamers into this league? It's not fair for us non-gamers.
That's why I'm glad I'm in the open. Not to say there's not gamers in the open, but you know.
Nope. You already said it. It's fine. It's out there now.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry.
10 arrows off of Helma. Another crystal. Let's see if Andy also. I would assume Andy would have to. He would definitely do left side swamp because he's running out of spots left. He needs to find those mitts pretty soon. DT's gonna bail out on the rest of pot. No, I'm kidding. That would be a nutty play. He's gonna go bow side again and hold on to these keys. So he might spend a little bit of extra time full clearing this dungeon, but he needs another pod small if he wants to actually get everything in here. But he'll be able to get mostly everything. And I can only assume that Fire Rod would probably send him to the Skullwoods area where he'll find his Eastern big. So what are we looking for, Captain? What's next?
Kane somewhere.
Kane?
A bunch of keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we still have a lot of Mitzlock locations we haven't seen yet, like Dark Death Mountain and the Meyer area. We also do have access to Desert, so, assuming DT finishes pod and heads to Skullwoods next, he'll have, I guess 3 more completable dungeons: Desert, Eastern, and Skullwoods. Ooh, nice half magic find.
Andy probably needed another pod small and swamp after he was just there. So
well, he needs that one to actually beat the dungeon.
Oh yeah.
So pretty happy to find that. DT got his ice rod. About to get his tempered sword after a nice hammer jump, and then we'll get his fire rod. And actually, he's going to miss out on the vanilla big key chest, so that will be a mystery. Probably for the remainder of the seed. We probably won't ever see it. I feel like it's not very often that all 6 pod smalls are technically required in a race. They're always logically required.
Yeah, so pods of crystal, you're not going to find one of those in GT. Right.
Andy picking up his mitts, DT getting his fire rod. Let's see where DT is off to next. It's either Meyer Desert area or Skullwoods.
Fire. Check the pendant, the desert ledge. Yeah, so these are gonna be some new checks here. So go ahead.
Yeah, I could see him maybe want to hold off on Skullwoods in case he finds the big key for it, just to make that trip done in one go. Quake. Oh, okay. Well, we're not going into Meyer because he needs to get that Quake out of Waterfall Cave.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, at that point, that means that the only thing that can be in GT that's required would be the GT Big.
And I think Andy fought a boss over there. I missed it again.
God, that zero cycle arc is so clean. Or at least the quick kill on the Argy. The little mini puffs.
Argy.
Argy. I think that's what they're called. Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Don't laugh.
Sorry.
So let's take a moment and just talk about what each player has that the other one needs. DT has what does he have? Well, he has like silvers and Thieves Town small. Is that this? There's the okay. There's nothing in GT that's required. Cool. We could just go mode it. That's a nice sight to see. There's a small key in checkerboard. This might be another pod small, maybe. Well, right now the biggest thing that DT needs that Andy has is he needs to go to Waterfall Cave to get Quake. And he also needs to go to Hobo to get a third TR small. And he needs to get the Eastern Big, which was at the Skullwoods Vanilla Big Key chest. So, despite DT seemingly in the lead, first one to get mids, first one to get this and that, missing out on a couple early checks that Andy got. Though Andy did get them, as a sequence break via fake flip rain. I could see DT put those off for a bit, especially depending on where that Kane of Samari ends up showing up.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you go in the Misery Mire without the cane?
After Andy?
Yeah.
Is he... I mean, once he gets GT Big Key out of Desert, he's going to be in Kane Go mode, right?
I believe so, yeah.
It's tough. If this wasn't Key Sanity, I'd say yes, because you need to find the Big Key anyway. But it really depends on how Andy's feeling. He's got to be feeling a little bit behind with how late he found those mids, but... I don't know. That's a tough call. That's a really tough call to make.
Yeah. You could see like Andy going to Ice Palace here at this point. UT's gonna find his next pod small. Be like, oh man.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 5 dungeons done.
Yep.
Not a huge difference. I have to assume DT's probably going to head to Skull Woods at this point. The thing is, like, when you still have... Where's it going?
Nagina?
Why did he go back through the portal? Unless he's, like, expecting Quake to be here or something, maybe. Okay, we're on a wild goose chase for Kane of Samaria. Yeah, the thing is, DT has a couple beatable dungeons to do. Well, he's just got Skullwoods, actually, so... but he could get suckered into doing, like, Smith Chain. Or maybe going up to Dark Death Mountain. But we're still looking for the Kane, so it's a good spot for those to be.
Like, DT is gonna opt for the Smith Chain.
Mm-hmm.
As well as Andy. Or DT's gonna go to Skullwoods first, actually.
Yeah, this might actually be... This could be Thieves Town for Andy. Because he did the front, but not the back. Yeah, DT's gonna get his Eastern Big in this very next chest, and he'll be able to go beat Eastern. which will also be his Pyramid Fairy crystal. So if DT follows Pyramid Fairy, he could follow it up to Catfish, Mirror, do Zora checks, and get his items out of Waterfall Cave. That's about the only time I could see DT head in that direction, just because there's so many. It's tough because there's other arguably better options right now. Maybe, what if Kane is just sitting up on Dark Death Mountain? And also DT needs to go to Hobo to get his T-Rock Small. Otherwise, he needs to bank on a TR Small being in TR. So I'd say right now, Andy's in a much better position just because he knocked out those earlier checks. And because he's only one item away from go mode as opposed to 3. That would also do it.
Hey. Oh, right. DT hasn't done the front of escape yet.
Yeah. That's the other thing. He might do that with Pyramid Fairy. Missing that dash. I think the conveyor belt made him dash into a spike or something. Out of 3 hearts. For pokes. Takes him down. Where do you think that Kana Samari is going to be?
Ooh. I mean, for convenience, that Dark Death Mountain, I guess. But you can just do TR run right there.
Yeah. And I guess with Meyer being a pendant, you could just beat T-Rock, beat GT, beat Aga, and then go do Meyer afterwards.
Oh, we know where it's not. It's not on the pedestal. So.
It's not in GT. Yeah, Dark Death Mountain, Smith Chain, Pyramid Fairy, and then some of the worst options like Vanilla Big Key Chest and Pod, which we don't have access to logically yet, or Thieves Town Big Chest.
Just vanilla.
Vanilla. It's always a possibility. I love that when the hard hat beetle is falling. While you're opening a chest, he falls forever. This is what it looked like. Oh, is this going to be... I guess Andy hasn't done the back of escape yet, or... Yeah.
Yeah.
The front, not the back.
Oh, I think Andy's going up the Dark Death Mountain here.
Okay, this could be big. Yeah, Samari's just sitting up here. He's in a very good position. And as expected, DT's going to go beat Eastern. And then after this, I wonder if we'll see the Pyramid Fairy up to Catfish play with him, or if he'll just skip all of it and head up to Dark Death Mountain as well. Yeah, the big things we're looking for right now are that Cane of Samaria. We haven't seen that at all. A 4th T-Rock Small is logically required. Bombos is going to be our TR medallion.
First few checks here. We got hook check A. We got a piece of heart. Big 20. The bug net. And $50. Got 2 more checks here. The bunny of superness. Yeah. Compass of Thieves. 10 arrows. Not a Dark Death Mountain.
Alright, that leaves Myers, Smith Chain, Pyramid Fairy, Catfish. DT unfortunately whiffing some silver arrows. This might be the Ice Palace play. Well, yeah, it can only be the Ice Palace play from Andy. Which, is going to be good for DT. So that means he's not going to be... Because if Andy was to find Kane Samari, you know, obviously he'd be able to go mode this dungeon and get to do Icebreaker and save a lot of time over DTs. Now, the other good side about this for Andy is that he's not going to miss out on those silvers, which, at the end of the day, isn't a huge save when you already have, like, Tempered Sword, but it's still a nice one to have.
Yeah.
DT going to turn in Green Pendant, get 10 arrows, which he actually kind of needs. And then, yeah, it's really just... Where do you go next? Will he go up to Dark Death Mountain? Will he do Smith Chain? Will he do Pyramid Fairy, Catfish? But even if he happens to find his Lamp and Quake, we're still on a hunt for the Canis Maria.
I think he's picking Dark Death Mountain, and he gets Dead Rock.
It's a sign, DT. Curious to see where Andy's going to go after this. If he'll head back and finish up hot or not.
So as we're seeing overlapping checks here, always remember, give Rogers a follow. Even though most of you probably already follow Andy, but that's okay. Still go ahead and give him a follow. Always go ahead and give my co-commentator Willard a follow too. He's pretty good.
No, don't do it. It's not worth it. There's no value from that. Don't do it. So, alright, in this situation, if Canis Samari ends up being like Pyramid Fairy, that would definitely favor Andy a lot more than DT. Just because DT would be far more likely to just take that and go maybe to T-Rock. Skipping out on Spike Cave. Where are we off to next?
Let's see. Looks like maybe Pyramid Catfish?
I'd say the best scenario for DT right now is Pyramid Fairy has a T-Rock small. It's tough. There's no real good scenario for DT because there's really nothing that's going to send him into... Actually, you know what? Samari and Meyer is probably the best situation for DT. Yeah. Like, that's got to be it, because...
Yeah, if Kane's not here in Pyramid Fairy, he's going to go up to Catfish, do his Zora flipper checks, and, finally get that quick medallion out of the Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, because if Samaria shows up here, he'll probably skip out. I don't know, going to T-Rock with only 2 keys is risky, but we've seen several times that the T-Rock Small ended up being in T-Rock. And Andy's just going to keep on cruising. He's almost out of Ice Palace. He'll probably go back, finish up Pod.
There's a small key on the
Go get that
pyramid.
key. That could be T-Rock. Big key to Swamp. Gross. I wonder if DT will actually take this and do the front of Hyrule at this point as well. I don't understand skipping that key, but I gotta assume he's gonna do that after Hyrule. DT having Andy having a bit of an easier time with Cold Zero with that Tempered Sword and Fire Rod in hand versus DT's Bombos and Master Sword. Yeah, there was nothing in the front of Hyrule Castle, just some Skullwood Smalls and a couple heart pieces. Maybe 1 heart piece. Yeah, this is all Dungeons Key Sandy at its finest. Late in the seed, you're looking for like 1 or 2 items, and then the game's like, hey, here's that big key or that small key that you needed back in the other dungeon you already completely beat and you don't want to go back to.
Looks like Andy's gonna go finish out Pod here.
Yeah, but once he does that, we'll be basically tied up, though DT will have a little bit more of the overworld done. Well, no, I think it'll be about even, because Andy has all the flipper stuff done.
Yeah.
I hope he remembers to check that small key, because he is still looking for 1 for Turtle Rock. Could very well be our 6th and final Pod Small. I wonder if Andy's going to spend any more time in Pod checking the other chests. There was half magic in the back in Harmless Elway.
That's right, yeah. Let's see where DT's gonna do now. Remember about the small key. Okay, he did.
Okay, T-Rock small key would be the best thing for him right now. And it's not. It's a Meyer small.
Yeah.
So, is this going to be the Catfish play? So right now, if DT full clears, if he gets Catfish and does all the flipper checks, we'll be evened up, basically.
See Andy just wailing away there on Helmasaur. Knows exactly where he's at, pulls out the bow.
All right, we already did see Catfish on Andy's side. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the 5th Pod Small. And DT, finally, headed into Pyramid Fairy. Gonna find that quick medallion. Get his lamp. Probably doesn't feel too good about that, but...
That's not Pyramid Fairy, you dummy. That's Waterfall Fairy.
It's a fairy.
Close enough. Alright, well, that's the Quake Medallion we need to get into Meyer. Now, the only difference left between these two is Andy has the TR small off of Hobo. Now, there is still a fourth TR small somewhere out in the wild. And yeah, at this point, I don't know when DT's ever going to make it back to that spot. What do we got out of here? Small key to Turtle Rock. Okay.
No.
That is real bad for DT now, because he needs to either get to Hobo or he needs to get to there.
Oh boy. Like DT's taking Meyer. Yep.
And in this case, with knowing where both those TR smalls, assuming DT finds Samaria in here, he'll very likely head up to do T-Rock short a key, and will not be able to complete the dungeon. Like Andy's gonna do Pyramid Fairy as well. The thing with Hobo is, like, if you don't do it early, like, when the heck do you do it? Like, the best time to do it would have been... I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, there is the shortcut you can take in the Dark World, because there's a little bridge there that you can get to it quicker, but, like, when do you do that? You'd have to do it either... If you're gonna do something like Pyramid Fairy over to Pod or something... Now, if DT clears Meyer and doesn't find Samaria, then it's either Smith Chain or those two one-offs, and you'd probably just go for Smith Chain. And yeah, this is a really rough spot for DT. There it is. Kana Samaria in...
So, it becomes a question of when does DT go to Hobo or back to Pod?
Probably after T-Rock.
Yeah.
If I was to guess. Now, without that small key, I mean, he'll make it to Laser Bridge, and then he has to make a decision on, you know, what he wants. He could save his portal, but he'll have to make a decision on what he wants to check, looking for that key. There's the Skullwood Spig for us.
I think that was the last Spig key we could have found.
Yeah, right now Andy is in a very, very good position.
Yes. Yeah. Going in the mire right now, gonna find the cane. And he'll know he's a go mode.
Who would have thought those early fake flippers would be the decider in this game? I mean, if not for that, then, like, if that fourth T-Rock small, if that just, like, ended up being, like, on video or something, or, like, on the way here in Mire, that would have made a big difference, but Rando gonna Rando. Regardless of how this finishes up, though, this has been a really good race between two really good runners. And, you know, I feel like, for the most part, like, with this mode, you know, obviously, it's a longer mode, so generally the runners with the better execution are going to be favored. But you never know how the seed's going to play out, especially when you get seeds where you're, like, full clearing Ganon's Tower looking for your last item to beat a Pendant dungeon. Which these runners didn't have to do, which is nice.
Oh, okay.
Of course. Thanks, Gold Sword. There There is Andy's Kana Samari at 1 hour and 22 minutes, 30 seconds. Andy is basically in goal. All right. Big decision on DT's side. And there it is. That is going to do it. And honestly, I don't think anyone can blame him for this decision. You know, you have Smith Chain, you have Hobo, you have Vanilla, Big Key Chest, and Pod. Those are all pretty terrible checks. Nice spooky action here on Andy's side. Andy getting his gold sword, getting his last pendant, and now just has to head up the mountain. For questions in chat, Lumberjack was a map. It was not a small key. So.
Yeah.
That's why neither runners went for it. Yeah, and Andy's going to be go-moding the heck out of this dungeon. Only has to steal the small key from the pokey, while DT's going to be full clearing it, hoping to find the bailout of a lifetime, which unfortunately will not be up here. The question is, where is that 6 pod small that puts that T-Rock small key in logic?
Probably Smith Chain. You haven't seen that.
Oh, Andy does have all 4 T-Rock smalls, so no. He gets to actually super go mode this dungeon. Good point.
Oh.
Oh, see, like that. That could have been it. It could have been right there. What a shame. Just a GT spawn.
That'd be the last key Andy picks up. No, Andy just has to rush straight to the back to Trinex. Take him down, and the GT straight to the top.
All right, well, while we are watching this wrap up, we have several dungeons left to do. Well, not several, couple. Let's see what else is going on schedule-wise for the league. I know there's a ton of races going on today. Let's see what we got coming up. Eh? I think there's like a ton going on, like literally right now, right as we speak. What time is it? I think there's a race going on right now. between So and Krellbull over on SpeedGaming 4. And I guess a lot of the races happened earlier today then. So I think that's it. And there's a non-restreamed race between Shady Force and F. Coughlin going on also right now. We do have some more tourney action for you guys tomorrow. Plenty of. Let's see. Maybe over on the Open League. Captain, did you know there's an Open League going on?
What? No.
Did you know that?
Actually, I did know that.
There is some tourney action going on later tonight on the ALTTPR League channel. Uday Monistic versus Dirty Peels. That's at 7:10 Eastern. 8:40 Eastern time zone is Homewrecker versus Tenet, ALTTPR League 2. And then at 9:40, they're just knocking them right after another. Over on ALTTPR League 3 is Agodi versus Josh Bittner. There you go. There's some tourney action going on for you guys, so. Andy heading into Ganon's Tower. DT bombing open the laser bridge, gonna mirror out and see where he is off to next.
He's gonna do the Smith chain.
Either that, or he might hop in and grab the skull with the big chest first. He's gonna try and save his portal if he can. And he making his way up the gauntlet.
See, that's why you're better. You know. Just know things.
I'm just remembering stuff. That's all. Worst thing would be if you found like the book or something.
Ugh.
Send him on some more wild goose chases. Don't do a game. It's Burna. That's always nice when you get that room nice and quick. And the enemies line up perfectly. You can just dash the room. A very nice gauntlet so far.
Well, there's the other safety items, the cape and hammer pegs. DT obviously not to pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know if DT actually did do Spike Cave or not. I don't think he did.
I don't believe so. Oh, he's going for the Thieves.
Maybe he did.
Test.
Yeah, really trying to hold on to that portal as long as he can. Yeah, I think if there was any time to have gotten that hobo item, honestly, it would have been after he got the big key off of Lake Hylia Island. That would have been probably the best time for that, because it's, I don't know, it's a pretty isolated spot. Otherwise. And we're up at the top of GT. Just got a Moldarm to fight, an Agatu to fight, and then another tower to climb. And then a Ganon to fight. Right, let's see what we got in the Thieves Town big chest. Just some bombs.
Yeah, he tried to hover over Moldarm.
Mm-hmm. DT taking intentional def to hold on to his portal. And let's see where he goes to now. He still has Smith, Hobo. Spike Cave is looking like the next play. See what kind of Aga 2 patterns we get. Well, that's a good starting one.
Got a double.
Got a double.
Second double. And 3 doubles.
Yeah, this is looking like the Smith chain play. Saving and quitting out of Spike Cave. I guess if DT wanted to, he could have taken the death after grabbing the Smith. To put it back in the light world to check that, the first one. But, you know, at this point, it's just kind of... just hoping and praying for... It's rough because, you know, he needs one of 2 small keys. And you'd think that they would show up sooner, but they just happen to be in relatively awful spots. I mean, the pod one is especially awful because, you know, going back there, when you skip one item in pod and ends up being something pretty required, and the hobo one is just kind of... it's kind of hard to route. Unless you do it really early in the game, or like I said, after the Lake Hylia Island. Or at some point when you're near like the entrance to the pod area or near the pyramid.
If you can get a fake powder. I've not seen the powder at all this game, so...
Nah, it's probably somewhere in GT. Alright, Andy almost to the top of Aga Tower. See how many BBs we're gonna get today from the big guy.
Go ahead, get your guesses in chat how many blue balls we're gonna have from Ganon today. Well, thanks for the vanilla bottle there, guys.
Thanks for the B. So far, Aga being pretty nice. I don't think GT has a book. Does he have the book? No, he's pulling the ped. Sorry, I'm dumb. Disregard everything that I just said. Doesn't need the book. Has all 3 pendants. What mode is this? All dungeons?
Wow, was that 0 blue balls on Aga?
Maybe.
Okay, just Ganon left now for Andy. Oh,
I love the dash strats. They always look so good.
oh, there he goes. Finally gonna do the hobo play. Gonna find out. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have much left at all, so... There it is. T-Rock Small. All things considered, for an all dungeons key sanity of 138, a low 138 is a nutty time. So, but that always helps when you can go mode all of T-Rock and go mode all of GT. That's going to do it for Andy. Going to be bringing a win for the Team Pug Trio. Teammates Futon and Solsky. Very happy. I'm going to set up for an exciting Game 2 between me and Solsky tomorrow. GG's.
GG's.
And we have Andy in the booth. Welcome, Andy. Congrats on your win, mister.
Hello, GG's.
GG's. How are you feeling about this one?
I was feeling pretty about even, I would say. You know, I very easily could have just been like, nah, let's do Mire after Desert. Why not? And finish this like 15 minutes earlier than I did. So
it's a tough call to make.
Yeah. Because, you know, we had just gotten mitts. So that's, you know, like all of Ice Palace, all of Dark Death Mountain. So, you know, it felt kind of not great. And then, you know, I finish and I'm like, cool, let's see where DT is. Open up the restream and see him like, you know, a couple rooms behind in Turtle Rock. And I'm like, oh, cool, close race. That's awesome. And then I see him opening chests in Turtle Rock. And I'm just like,
yeah.
Huh. So, yeah, a little unfortunate.
Yeah, DT was actually like one of the first to get to most of the items in the game. It's just, but I mean, that's because you took some extra time at the beginning of the game doing all the fake flipper stuff and farming up for Zora. And, you know, we didn't expect that T-Rock Small from Hobo to be the game decider when you found that early on.
It's just, the other one was just so out of the way too in the pod big.
Yeah. Because I think DT went in a pod with 3 or 4 keys or something, so he was able to clear all of it minus the vanilla big key chest, I think. Something like that.
Which had the other Turtle Rock Small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, given the situation, like he also didn't do Waterfall for a while. So when he finally did Pyramid Fairy, you know, his best routing option was to do P Fairy, front of Hyrule, Catfish, and then the Zora stuff. So, you know, he got his Quake and then immediately went to Mire, but missing on that T-Rock Small.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's tough calls at the end, but it's really easy to isolate like Hobo in a seed like this.
Especially because that's something that, you know, even if you're most people, including DT, probably do it early. And so if you don't do it early, that's something that's just very easily written off in your mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was saying if there was any real good point for him to get it, it would have been after grabbing was that Ice Palace big key that was on Lake Hylia? I think it would have been then. Because he was going to flute away anyway. But,
those flippers really messed up my route. Because I was going to do Right of Skullwoods first. And then I was going to go to Skullwoods so that I could water walk to the big key, and then flippers were there, and I'm like, what? Like, if it's Skullwoods big key, I don't want to have to go all the way around again to get into Skullwoods after going in it without a fire rod. So I went and got that big key, and it just all felt really clunky and gross.
Yeah, when you bailed on Catfish to go get that big key, I was like, okay, I can see that. But then when you went back through the whirlpool, I was like, okay, that seems a little something, but I mean, it ended up getting you a pod small that you definitely needed, because I think in the end, you having a double dip pod ended up, I mean, I wouldn't say it ended up helping you, but it ended up working in the end, because you went in with only 2, right?
Yeah. That was mostly because the Eastern Big Key.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
When I could have gone to Swamp after that, but I also didn't want to go into Swamp without the Swamp Big, because that
Which
always
ended
just
up
feels gross.
Being somewhere stupid and super late. I think.
It was maybe an Ice Palace. I don't remember. I got like all of the really crappy keys like towards the end.
Mhm.
It's like, oh cool, Thieves Town big chest is in logic. Oh cool, Skullwood's big chest is in logic. Oh cool, this is in logic. And,
Wonderful.
I think the only one I missed was Harris Mall. I never found that one.
Yeah, I don't think we saw that either. Were you feeling? How are you feeling? Because I don't know if it was last location, but you got your mitts extremely late. Like,
Yeah,
at least compared to the seed.
I was pretty sure that something was going to be in Swamp, but I wanted to clear up some of the overworld stuff I have left. Just like, if something was there, I could maybe gauge a little better if I wanted to skip left side Swamp or not.
Yeah, even
and then
including
it ended up being nothing.
A spike cave that was definitely not in logic. But you got your GT map. So that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I figured like it was probably nothing, but if it was something, then it'd feel really good because the fire rod was locked behind 6 pod smalls, which unlocked the green pendant. So like, Sasha's probably nothing, but you never know in keys. Like,
yeah, you really don't. Sometimes those one-offs, can decide a race because otherwise it's one of those that you really like to just never do. So Cane of Berna ended up. Where was Cane of? We just saw Cane of Berna. I think it was
Goldwood's big chest.
Yeah, and then Cape was at Hammer Pigs. So
nice.
Those were that we saw that on DT side. We didn't find the book, thankfully. Ever. But yeah, this is you guys at what, 2-1 now?
Yep, 2-1 with some coffee drinker and Solski racing later this evening.
Later, as in tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. I thought it was Friday. Well,
I gotta do my 4th qualifier tonight. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: this Fad Keys was faster than any of the qualifiers I've done so far. So that's cool.
I was saying at the beginning, we see on average 2-hour times, and then the occasional 150. High 140, but a sub 140. All right, Andy. I mean, it helps when you get
so much faster too.
Make the Meyer
make
dip,
the right decision, forehead.
You're go moding ice as well.
Go moding ice. I'm not checking everything in Turtle Rocks. I already had that 3rd Turtle Rock small. Go mode ice. Not doing anything in pod. Go moding Thieves Town, which is whatever. I just have to get Pokey Key instead of not getting Pokey Key like I did.
So it ended up working out because there wasn't anything in the back of Thieves Town. I'm assuming you put it off just because you wanted to find that small key first.
Yeah.
Ideally.
It's that early. I was still missing a ton of stuff. So there wasn't really too much of a point to me in going in there immediately. Yeah. But then once it was just Smaria for go mode, it's like, what are the odds? If this burns me, it's probably gonna burn my opponent too.
Yeah, so, exactly. It was 3 bombs, so there was that. So next week, who are you guys up against?
Or against what's the team name? Triple Dino Disaster.
Team Scholzer, Top Life, Yoshi, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. What's
Casual
that?
Boots.
What's Casual Boots? Okay. I'm sitting out that week. That's gonna be nice. I'm gonna relax.
It'll probably be me, and then Solski and Futon are gonna have a Jello wrestling match to decide who races that week.
I'd watch that.
What kind of Jello?
Lime. Because that's my favorite.
There you go.
Now that would be a sight to see. Well, we don't want to keep you if you got to head on out, but GG's again on a good race.
GG's.
That's a really good time for all the for a faux all dungeons key sanity.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. This was probably out of the 2 fad keys I've done, this was the best seed I've ever done. So
Hey, that might be me tomorrow if I win, because I've only done 1 of these. I'm only
did one
planning on doing 2 of these.
yep, I did one yesterday. I do like the changes that it makes. You know, even though we didn't get it this seed, like way more likely to get Aghanim for Darkworld access instead of 99% normal Darkworld access.
Yeah, I like it conceptually because, like, you know, Tower at the end of the seed is always such a drag to play and to watch. You know, you do get the full heal, and you do get the interesting aspect of, like, you know, my go mode for the Pendant dungeon was in GT, so I can beat Ganon's Tower and Aga, and then go do that, and then mirror back, or save and quit, or whatever. But
the one big thing that I really like about Fat Keys is that it eliminates the dumb decision to go into Aga Tower with 0 or 1 small keys early. Probably nothing. Because that's like the worst feeling check in key sanity, pretty much.
It's a pretty bad one, yeah. Aside from, like, the Thieves down big coming back for that, or skipping ice. Well, no, even skipping Ice Palace big chest and coming back to that isn't as bad if you have, like, Kena Samaria. But yeah,
unless Samaria's in there. But yeah, it's okay.
Sorry.
It is what it is.
I feel like if I didn't just do all dungeons last week, I'd be more inclined to practice more of it.
Yeah,
But,
that's fair.
I do like it as a mode. I think it's fun. Take that, because who knows where that Castle Tower key number 2 could have been in this seed if they were shuffled. You could have full cleared all of Ganon's Tower.
Yep.
Not gotten a spicy 138. Dodged a bullet. Sorry, gamers.
Yeah,
well,
thanks for
again.
commenting, guys.
Yeah, no problem. GG. Have a good rest of your day, dude.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. That was the Andy Pug. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail. Speaking of tail.
I got the vapors.
I can't wash this hand ever again.
Alright, so DT finishing up Aga 1. 0 blue balls. Also, while we were talking to Andy, DT got a really nice Aga 2 kill, 2 cycle Aga 2.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. It was really nice.
Nice. Shouts to DT rapidly finishing this up. You know, it'd be really easy to be like, well, you see that 138 and you're like, I'm done, I'm out. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to just play it out. No matter what. You know, you put in an hour and 38 of your time into this seed. You can't let Ganon survive. Just think what he'll do to the land of Hyrule. Make it all dark and gloomy. Steal your shoes. He'll steal your wardrobe.
So
should be... Go ahead.
DT's still gonna get a sub 2 on this, which is really good.
It always helps when you get to go mode Ganon's Tower, because a full clear Ganon's Tower looking for that last thing you need for that Pendant dungeon is a good chunk of time. Double right here. One more to go. Oh, he didn't move. And that's gonna do it. Get your GGs in chat for In the Name of DT. Wrapping up this seed. See if he wants to come in here for a little chit chat. And we do welcome In the Name of DT to the commentator booth. Hey man, GG's on finishing that seed.
Thanks.
So you had to been feeling pretty heckin' good going through the majority of the seed.
Yeah, it was dungeon after dungeon after dungeon until I got to like 7 or 8 dungeons. I was like, yeah, this actually feels great.
Mhm. Would you? I mean, I don't know how much you've been watching or already heard, but do you know where the other T-Rock Small ended up being?
No, I just loaded this up a couple minutes ago, so
Okay.
I mean, the obvious guess would be cutscene chest, and I just blew it, but
No, it was in pod. It was in pod.
so it was that one. Okay.
Yeah, which is a rough one to skip, but
Yeah, I mean, 3 keys. You got to make a decision. You can either like full clear the back so that you don't have to go all the way back there again, or you can do the front and then have to go all the way to the back again later on. So I don't know. I made a choice, and that was that.
yeah, I mean, it was either you get half magic or you get TR Small, and I'm sure you're feeling pretty good about finding half magic just in general. A nice find.
I mean, honestly, even without half magic, ice rod and fire rod in there was good enough to come out with.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, you were kind of leading a lot of this race. At least you were like the first one to find a lot of the major items, like glove, boots, mitts, a lot of that stuff. Andy took a bit of a time in the late world, farming money for Zora and doing all the fake flipper stuff, which did get him early lamp and Quake, as well as that TR Small. So we, once we saw we were Samaria and that TR Small away from Go mode, we were just like, where are these last items going to be? And where's that TR Small going to be? Because, Hobo and that other item in Pod, like, those are really...
Hobo should have been a lot earlier. Like, I was actually going to do it right after Pyramid Fairy. And, like, going through that whole sequence, then when I found Quake, it's like, okay, well, that sent me to a different dungeon then, instead of any other one-off thing that's still in the area, so... it was in my mind, and...
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
We were kind of if Samaria showed up along that route, either that would send you maybe to T-Rock.
I can't believe there wasn't one in TR.
I
Usually there's one there.
Either. Yeah, I know. I don't think do we have any like vanilla keys in their dungeon this seed? Because usually there's always at least one.
Agatha.
Well, other than that, come on. Honestly, like looking back, if there was any other moment to check Hobo, and I mentioned this a couple times already, it would have been like after getting the big key off of Hylia Island. That might have been.
Yeah, I think the problem right then is that I had my sight set on Swamp. But I realized after I jumped down to go and get that big key, that I should have run up quickly with the hammer, just gone across the bridge, jumped in the water, mirrored. That would have been most ideal. And as soon as I realized I should have done that, it was too late. I was like, well, okay, I'm not checking that.
Hope it's nothing.
Yeah, no, this could have... I mean, with, like, speaks probably from Andy as well, like, this could have easily been, like, sub 90. This seed felt fast.
Andy was in a real good position because, he was Samaria from Go mode, and all he had left to do was, Ice, Helmsar, and T-Rock Mire, I think. So, if he had just dipped into Mire when he was over in that area, then he wouldn't have had to have done, Ice Palace bomb jump and all that stuff. But yeah, this could have been a really quick seed, which is really kind of rare with all dungeons.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the classic rando hindsight. If I had just done X, then Y would have happened. But aside from that TR Small, like I felt great about this one, and it was probably even pretty competitive for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It would have been really close, you guys both in T-Rock around the same time if you happen to have that extra small key. Because you were in TR first, and he wasn't too far behind. But yeah. But that's how it goes sometimes. But kudos to you for finishing it out anyway. And you seem to be, despite all that, you seem to be in a pretty good mood. So
I mean, I've got lots of other reasons to be in a very good mood today, Willard. You know this.
I do know this.
Yeah, I think so.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I had the race time room closed. Like I loaded it maybe once a little bit after 90 minutes or about an hour 35 or so, and saw that he wasn't done. At that point, I just kept it closed. So I had a strong feeling, like especially after I got that TR Small, I was like, okay, he probably finished like 5 minutes ago now. But
yeah.
At that point, I wasn't even going to bother looking because that would have probably killed my motivation to finish this. I figured, let me just finish it off. It's fine.
No, I think that's good. Well, man, GG's again. Still it's still a good time. Sub two in all dungeons, always good. And yeah, good luck with your next set of races. I believe you and JP are going to be racing next week against Fromp's time.
I would assume so. We will have to talk about that with our third teammate, but it sounds like we just talked about it.
Okay.
So, okay. And I guess the next matchup from this team is tomorrow. No, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Sunday? It's one of the days. I don't know. You tell me.
It might
You
actually be
listen.
Sunday. I don't even know. Let me look. Hold on.
Wait, I can confirm that the match is tomorrow, 3:10 p.m. No, it is Sunday.
It is Sunday.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
I'm sorry.
I
Oh,
lied to
yeah,
Andy.
right. Please.
Andy thought it was today, so he was more wrong than me.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Can't say
Alright.
that.
Thanks for the commentary, friends.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
sure it was enjoyable.
Of course.
It's a good race.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, GG's. Thanks everyone for watching. Arterral, thanks so much for tracking this bad boy. Appreciate it very much, Captain. It was a good time
Will.
co-comming with you, bud. First time.
Yeah. Yep. Hopefully
Won't
not
be
the
last.
last.
You said it. Chat, everyone still watching, keep an eye out. There's always plenty of league action, both invitational and open league going on. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna let Captain close this one out. See you in the next one.
Yep. Yep. Till next time, friends. See y'all later. And may your swampy and go mode.